Welcome, Pisces, to the Southern Oracles. My name is the Childlike Empress.
And I'm Neorin.
This reading is a love reading for April 2019, which is general, meaning that it may or may not apply to you. The way that the reading works is we shuffle the cards beforehand just to give us time to sit with the cards and get the full meaning. Sometimes we agree.
Sometimes we don't.
Yeah, sometimes we don't. We don't agree on this one, but we're still working on it. I tell you, like your Pisces element, this is a little bit convoluted, but I feel like for the first time out of all the readings we've done, this one is more about your own self perspective as opposed to some of the other readings. Okay. The way that it works is here is your head position, which is what you think, your heart position, which is what you feel, and your foot position, which is what you're going to do or what motivates you to do what you do. Okay, we've clarified it with the Veritas.
Yeah, but this is also...
I always forget. You're right.
Yeah. Past, present, and future.
Right. So let me just move this around so that we
know. And how the cards, interplay with one another.
Right. We do interplay crosswise both ways also to get more meaning on the reading. We also have clarified with the Veritas Sibilas. You'll see we clarify the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. And then we have 4 Oracle cards for you right here. With the mermaid, is it the something of the sea, Song of the Sea deck? I don't know. I always call this the Oceanic Tarot. Yeah, it doesn't look very oceanic. It looks very Song of the Sea-ish, but okay. So
we did have one that came out reverse, and we don't usually do reversals, but it came out reverse, so I decided to just leave it because it went along with this story.
It really did. So we've got the Four of Pentacles. That's your reversal card, and it's almost an advice card as well, which we'll get to. Right. Now, the characters in your story are very few.
Right. We got Libra, front and center.
Libra right in the heart space.
With this Justice card. We have the World, which is the fixed signs?
Yep. Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo. And Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo. Again, with the Wheel of Fortune.
And then we got the Alchemist, which could be a Gemini.
And the Lovers, which could be the Gemini.
Gemini or Virgo, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Let's just say... Gemini is coming out strongest, and of course the 4 fixed signs. And Libra's here as well. But those are your cast members in your little play.
Oh wait, you got the Princess of Wands as well. So any fire signs.
Oh, the reason why I don't consider pages people, I consider them children. But that's fine.
Right. So it's the fire signs. So Leo, Aries, Sag.
Yep. So, and then we've got the King of Cups, the Grand Signore.
Right. The King of Cups in that deck.
In the Veritas Sibilas, okay?
Which would be a water sign.
Yeah, so hey, like they all say, everybody's here. And why wouldn't they be? There's more than one Pisces who has more than one type, okay? So let's just talk about whoever this person is. I feel bad for them because
well, just to say, we have different perspectives on this reading.
So I'll just tell you mine. Yeah. So here's my perspective, Pisces, and I'll go pretty quickly because I want to get my perspective so she can give her counter perspective. In your headspace, you've got the 10 of Cups, the 7 of Wands, and the 4 of Cups. What I see is somebody who, in the past, had an idealized version of what they thought love was. Once they realized in the present what the challenges and all of the kind of ups and downs that it comes with, it left them disappointed. And I think that now they're not as... enthused about love. They have the 3 cups in front of them, which can be 3 cups can be celebration and fun. So there's some happiness here, but this ideal version of love, they've turned their back to. So I feel like there's a sense of disappointment because the person's head is hanging low. I think you're disappointed about what you envision true love to be. So maybe you feel like you're in a relationship or a marriage with the 4 wands here that didn't live up to your own emotional expectations.
No, this could be, and this is her scenario, but this could be a divorce because we have the Justice card right in the heart of the matter.
Mm-hmm. Now, to clarify the 4 cups, we've got the Grand Signore, the Belvedere, and the Ammalato. The Grand Signore is the King of Cups. That could be the good father, good husband type. I say good father because there's children running around. So maybe just parenthood and the house and the, on the hill with this rainbow, which I always think of as an illusion. Being this person... It just, I think that playing this role, you kind of decided, it left you soul searching because the Belvedere is somebody who's looking for something and you're not finding what it is you're looking for with the Ammalato card here as that, what's going on. You're just finding yourself again in a sense of disappointment and dis-ease. You're not happy.
Well, you're looking out to the future and saying this is where this is going
to lead. This is like being committed. I hear a song that's by the Antlers and it's called I Don't Want Love. That's what the song is called. And the guy just says, that's not what the song is about necessarily. But in it, I just heard that strongly. I don't want love. Like, you just don't want whatever this is. Whatever it is that what you want this, you're not getting this, and so you're not interested in love right now. You're just not interested in what you're getting, okay? In your heart space, we have the World, the Justice card, and the Princess of Wands. Again, the Princess of Wands is a messenger, somebody who talks about...
she usually brings in good news.
Right. This is somebody who would tell you a message of good news. So I feel like if you are thinking about separating from somebody, you're ready to end that chapter and go, like, look for something better. I think you're ready. I think this is you saying, I want more. I want happiness. I want good. You know what I mean? It just comes across to me like if you're trying to cut someone off, you think you're doing the right thing. You think you are. Let's just put it that way, because I do see some perspective issues here. But we'll talk about that when we get to the orange viewpoint. But with the Justice card, it's like you think it's the right thing to kind of be done with this, like just to end it. The orange, right, there are a lot of boobs here. A lot of boobs. Everybody's standing with their chest out. Lots of, for her too, dang.
Yeah, to me that's a sign of vulnerability.
Yeah.
You have here, you can see, I don't want to get too detailed. But
no,
yeah,
I mean, everybody's boobs were just like a breastplate. So I don't know.
I see a lot of bare chest in this.
Yes, bare. Yeah, that's what I say. There's a lot of bare chests in here for all the people who like censorship or whatever. But the way they're pushing them out, it's almost like, I don't know, like your heart you've been vulnerable or open or something like that, is almost what I feel. And now you're not, because in the future, you've got this woman cloaked and ready to go on her journey. So maybe, this vulnerable, I don't know why I keep saying I don't want love. You were open to love and now you're not. That's what I'm getting. Maybe now you're just going to follow your own passions and your own, maybe your heart was pulled down. Maybe your openness was to everybody else's will, because there's a lot of, not people, a lot of animals. Sorry. Her chest is open too. Good gracious. Yeah. This lady in the corner, the Aquarius.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Well, she covered hers. You see, she covered hers. But she's still bare-chested.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she is.
Yeah, she's bare-chested. I don't know. This person just has a fixation with chest. Maybe that's what it is, and we're just seeing it. He's bare-chested too. You know what? Whoever this person is, let me just keep reading. Okay. So what I think is happening here is that maybe you were open. This person's kind of like, but this person looks almost like with their openness that they're kind of like shrinking under the weight of it. Then this person's like, you know what, I'm just going to do what I have to do, cut things off. And then this person's just like, let me just go do what I want to do. I mean, this is my sense. You were in a relationship, a marriage that you felt like wasn't making you happy. And so now you're it disappointed you because it wasn't the happiness that you thought it was going to be. Okay. So now you're not open to love. Maybe you're just like, I'm just going to do what I want. I'm not going to do things for other people under the weight of what they want me to do, because these almost look like bonds or being pulled with these bondage. It looks like bondage. And now you feel like the right thing for you to do is just to do what you want to do. And so here we go with what you're doing.
And as you can see, I don't know if this has any bearing on it, but going with she gets progressively more covered
right,
thing,
as she goes from bare, completely naked, bonded, to standing in her own power, and then completely covered and following her will. I keep getting that sense, like this person's like, I was open and now I'm not. You're just not open to it. So now at the bottom portion of what you're going to do, we've got the Alchemist, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Four of Pentacles, which came in reverse. This is somebody releasing something. That's basically where you are in the future tense, with not wanting something, doing what your heart wants you to do. You're going to release this burden. That's what I think, because you've got Amore, you've got Il Nemico. And what is the enemy? Love, right? And I think that I think love is the enemy, just clarifying it here. Maybe what you're going to do is you're just going to go after whatever it is you want. That's what I think. And I don't know.
Well, and to clarify what you're saying is, I don't think love is the enemy so much as the commitment portion.
Right, of love is a problem for you. I don't know. I mean, not problem, but it's just something that is a burden to you. I don't know. Because this also can be a stagnant energy, the Four of Pentacles. It doesn't always appear that way to me, but I'm an earth sign. I think it's just a stagnant energy because the person's just sitting. So they have Four Pentacles, but they could have 40 if they got up and, I mean, Four Pentacles might be a lot where they're from, but they might have 40 if they were to use it, but they're not using it. They're not doing anything with it. I think this stagnancy is what you're letting go of. This sitting, this resting, this position. I think moving forward, this is what it's saying. because this is in your heart space. This middle row is the present and the heart space as well between these two. You want to move. That's what I'm saying. With the alchemist here, the Wheel of Fortune, and this getting out of this stagnant energy, you're ready to like release stuff and take whatever you can, whatever resources you got, almost like the Fool, and get out. You're ready to leave. So I don't think so much that love is the enemy, but just the commitment, because it clarifies the Four of Pentacles. Just this relationship is a problem for you, and you're ready to free yourself and travel. That's what I see.
So I'm gonna go through mines real quick before we go through the oracle.
Yep.
We gotta speed this up. The thing is,
sorry.
But it's similar. I think it's about, but for me, it's about a perspective. For me, that you grew up in with the headspaces in the Ten of Cups, you grew up with this sort of idolized version of what love was and what marriage was. And I don't think you did see the work that was put in. Maybe your parents made it look easy. And now that you're in a relationship, it doesn't appear to be, it's not as easy as like maybe it was for your parents. Yeah, something about them. Maybe they were soulmates or something like that, but they made it look good.
Mm-hmm. And you were this little boy.
Yeah, if you can see. I don't know if you can pull up this card. Can you pull up that other card?
Mm-hmm.
It's getting dark.
So you can see the contrast.
Yeah, if you can see it's the same little boy in the he's a little bit grown up, a little bit more grown up. Well, he's not as old as the father here in this picture, but you can see where when he was young there was rainbows and kittens and unicorns, and now he's under a tree by himself, sort of contemplating that time in his life when he was a kid and how things were just perfect. I think that's what it is. You have this idea that your parents' relationship was perfect, or your grandparents, or whoever relationship was perfect, and yours should be perfect too, in the same way. And I think, I don't think you saw the work that was put into it. And so with the World card, and the World card is about completion, but it's also, for me, about the threads of life coming together. And if you could see, she's like wrapped up in this ribbon almost. It's like there's a lot of loose threads that are just now coming to you, like, oh yeah, it was perfect because dad compromised on this, or because mom compromised on that. It's like something about the threads of being tied together, and you can see now the workings of it.
And there's a laurel around it, and laurels actually signify peace and compromise. Like when somebody, it could be success as well, but the laurel, usually when somebody gives you a laurel, it's to be peaceful. It's like a gift or a peace offering. So that could be what it is. A part of what made this bond come together is that there's a lot of peace offerings and compromise right here. And you see these two, a bull and a lion.
It could be compromise because it's right next to the Justice card.
I mean, the world is all about that, though. You've got the bull, you've got the lion, you've got the fae, and you've got the eagle. And these are different beasts with different temperaments, and they have to coexist and create balance. So there is an element of balance here too.
Right, and then with the Justice card, you can see that, it's about communication and temperament and balance
and equality.
Right,
yes.
Right. It's not just
compromise. Yes, fairness.
Right, and so now you have sort of a new, with this Princess of Wands, like a new way of seeing things, a new way to discover the marriage that you're already in. Whereas before you were kind of like jaded about it, and you're like, well, this is not the marriage I had envisioned. Now you're kind of like, you have a new passion for it because you understand what it takes. Maybe you had a conversation with your mother or your father, and you kind of understand it now.
Mm-hmm.
Where you say, oh, okay, now you just have a new take on it, a new perspective. Again, with the Alchemist, it's right under, right next to this Justice and this the World card. It's like, oh, I see what I have to do now, because the Alchemist to me is all about the self.
Right.
He's the Magician in a normal tarot deck, the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. But it's like, I see what I can contribute, what I have to do to make this perfect. It's not just this idolized, things don't just happen.
Right.
I have to make it happen.
Right.
And again, the world is about the cycle, cycle ending, changing.
Yeah, because if you look at this guy, he's literally researching what can he contribute or what magic spell he can do. Maybe he's trying to bring the magic back. You know, what do I know? What can I put in? How much, you know, how can I share my feelings?
Right.
You know, and then this is him wanting to. The wands are always will. And that actually is his magic wand. So how can he make this move forward? You know what I mean? And maybe let go of this fake preconceived notion of love.
Yeah.
You know.
Because that to me harkens back to this 4, this, you know, I'm dissatisfied because things are not the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
Well, that's not your marriage.
Right.
You are in a different position. You know, you need to let that idealism fall away.
Right.
So that you can be happy with what you have.
Right. Because the 4 of wands.
Oh, there's 3 4s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can be happy with what you have.
Yeah, because 4s are foundations. And so the foundation that you build, how can we make what we have work? And so that
instead of making it my parents'
right,
or my grandparents' relationship.
Or I mean, I put a little take on her scenario. I mean, you could have looked at your parents' relationship and not liked it. For all we know, this could be these challenges. This could have been. I always look at this as the illusion again. So, like, say you're not wanting love. This could be because of some type of childhood traumas that you. I'm saying that because the 7 wands is the center of it and the heart of the matter, and so it made you a person that doesn't really like love or even have, you know, somebody who's, it's hard for you to share love, you know what I mean? Like, you like the light stuff, you like the, you know, the fun and
but when it comes to foundation, you have a problem with it.
Right. When it comes to sharing your heart or whatever, there's a problem with that. That could be it too. I mean, it just, maybe that trauma that you're suffering could be because your parents were, it was an illusion, because this little boy just looks so disappointed. And so with the oracles that comes up, you have 5 of cups, which is sadness. You've got the 6 of wands, which is success, which is why we think it's a perspective thing, because you've got both the sad and the happy.
Right.
You've got the lovers, which is a choice, and then you've got the 10 of cups, which is completion.
Right. So you have the opportunity to be either sad or happy. You
right.
can dwell in this ideal.
Whichever scenario you're
whichever
in.
Scenario. It's like I can dwell in it, say, oh, this is the worst. This is not like what I'm used to, and you kind of make yourself sad.
Right. Or you can choose.
Because again, that 5 is half of that 10.
Right.
That 10 you're expecting.
Half of it is sadness. Right. Half of it is sadness, grief, loss, regret. That's like part of it.
You're like, you're half the woman my mother was.
Right.
You know?
5 of them cups in that rainbow came
and
from
loss. And
this
is a different era.
Right. It's like, my mom cooked, cleaned. Yeah.
Right. And took care of the kids, and my dad watch TV or whatever.
Right.
You're like, that's a different era.
Right. I have to.
I didn't work. Your mom didn't work. Right. I have to work.
Right.
You know, and I can't do everything. Whatever the situation is.
You can choose happiness. You can choose success. Now, if it's the other scenario, you still have a choice. Completion is here because the 10 is here. You might walk away from this person, but I don't think so. Only because your outcome is a 4 of wands. But you can choose. The oracles are going to say what they're going to say. So you got sadness or success. You got choices, and then whatever choice you make, that's the choice. That's the ending. Either it's the ending of a cycle,
right? But I think it'll bring you happiness either way. But
either
if you look at this 4 of wands, which always strikes me, is because it's like a happiness, but it's, I can't really see it. Darn. Yeah, it's the dark. Oh, there we go. It's bare bones.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we're at a completion, but they don't have the final house. You know what I mean? You can make it whatever you want to make it.
And I also see with the 4 of wands that if this is the choice of the scenario that the Orin was mentioning, he's courting her.
Right.
Do you see? We talk about the magician and all the tools that he can use. What he's doing, this is the beginning. Let's go back to the beginning.
You know, it just struck me when you said that. He's courting her. Maybe you're not happy because you don't have kids and the dog and the thing, and you just have like the bare minimum of you and her, you plus her, or
maybe you didn't live a baby. Maybe the dream didn't happen. You got a lot of challenges. Maybe you don't have the kids. Maybe it's sad because things aren't going the way that you want it to go. But they're saying he's courting her. Do you see the beginnings of where this started?
With the 2 of you being together, it's okay.
Right.
You don't need the white picket fence and the whatever.
And if it's love, I think it's just like, this is the ideal. This is
your ideal.
Your ideal. This
not
is
somebody
your
else's.
Happiness.
Yeah.
They're wearing gold, which always to me signifies like glory, success. This is like almost like the sunlight shining down. You know what I mean? With him bowing down to her and her like just again chest up, open.
Yeah. Again, open reason. Again, open, not as open,
but still open. Right.
And this could be this 4 of Pentacles could be you letting go of certain ideas that you've had. Like, okay, I wanted 2.2 kids,
Right.
and I wanted 2 girls, or I wanted 2 boys, and you have a girl and a boy, and you're like, well, that's okay.
Right. Or you have one girl because she had trouble conceiving or whatever, and that's okay. That's fine.
That's still your family, and
that's still good news. That's
right.
still good for you. But I think that whatever choice that you make, you're going to be happy. That's the point. If you're the person
Right.
who's like, this is not what I want in life, I'm stagnant, I'm not moving forward, then make your choice and be happy. If you're the person who's like, you know what, I don't really like the way our marriage is going, but I still love this person because there's obviously love there. Start from the beginning. Get bare bones. Remember why you love what...
strip it down.
Yeah, strip it down.
Strip
Go back
that
to the beginning
down,
when you first met the person and get that joy and wonder. This is joy and wonder. This is idealism. And choose that and you'll be successful. I think that's what they're saying in this one. So it was a lot. It wasn't little. It was a lot. But thank you guys so much for viewing our videos. We appreciate our growing viewership day by day. So if this resonated with you, please like,
share,
and subscribe. But for right now, that is all that we have for you. So until next time, take care.
Bye.